So I just finished doing some remote video analysis for a student of mine. We did a private lesson. He brought some of his competition footage to the lesson, and we took some notes on it, and we watched it together. But when I got back to my house, I just thought it would be way more useful to have a screen-captured voiceover format of the critique of his matches. So I went ahead and did that, and I thought the result was pretty interesting. So what I did was I then chopped up just like a highlight reel of the more teachable moments from his two matches, and I put them together in this video. I think this format can be really useful for white, blue, and purple belts. I think it's useful for brown and black belts as well, but the time you get to a certain level, you can definitely watch your own match videos and take notes and pretty much critique your way out of whatever trouble you were in. I'm still new to this format, but it took me about an hour from start to finish per match. And I think it's a really efficient use of time. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so you still got that leg up. Opportunity is still there. Can't quite see what's going on with your right hand. Okay, nice. Good chop sweep there. Now freeze here. This is a really important moment. You did a really good job chopping that scissor sweep. But because of the lack of control on his bottom sleeve here, he's able to build up to this hand. And because he's able to build up to that hand, you're not able to keep him flat. So he's coming up to his side. So there's a couple ways you can keep a person flat here, either with a really strong underhook here, which is not there. I think you're still on the collar, or a sleeve grip on this arm. You pull that arm up, the person goes flat to their back again. All right, let's keep rolling forward. All right, so he wrestles up here. Now, I believe, yeah, let's freeze it here. This is that moment in the match where you have an opportunity to control that sleeve, step cross body with this leg and execute sort of like a kneeling hip toss or a kneeling harai. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, and right here it's even more evident. So you see, you're trying to execute a takedown with a really strong upper body rotation, but you don't have this right leg involved. If this right leg stepped cross body and blocked his hip and his knee, you would have a real strong attempt at throwing him back down into side control. It was a really important part of the match. So let's scroll this back. So as I roll back here, mind the position of his elbow here. So you've got this arm trapped cross body, even though he salvages the top, he gets back in the top position. Now, when you look at the clock, look, his shoulder and elbow become exposed. And this is the moment when he's able to drag it back across the body and get out of any danger of having his back taken or being swept again. So if you keep your chest and your head and your chin tight here, he won't be able to bring this arm back across body. Now keep an eye on this elbow. It's going to come across, and now he is essentially out of danger of any immediate danger of being swept or having his back taken again. Okay, I think I remember this moment. So you have a really nice transition here to knee on the belly. You're sliding that right shin across the waistline. But again, this is a recurring theme from earlier in the match. You've got him over, but this guy is really, he's really determined to build up to this bottom arm. So if right here, there it is, it's sticking out. So if you're able to reach down with your left arm, grab that sleeve and pull it off the mat, there's a really good chance with the shin you have across the waistline here that you will be able to flatten him back out. So there's a few mechanisms that can flatten somebody out here. You think of the torso as a rectangle. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 corners of a rectangle. Okay, so the 2 knees and the 2 shoulders of the 2 arms. So if you can control 2 opposing corners of that rectangle, you will be able to keep the person from rolling in and rolling away. So if you can get that sleeve off the mat, you can keep him flat here. Your inward pressure with your knee seems really good. Let's see what happens. All right, here again, let's freeze it. This is that moment again. Is the same position you were in before. You've got the knee on belly. It's just on the reverse side now. You could reach down with your right arm and pull his sleeve off the mat here, and it would serve to help flatten him out because we're lacking an underhook on this left side. Okay, let's see what happens. You see, yeah, he's good at coming to his side, but using it as an opportunity to spin to the back. That's really good. So let's make a note of this. Let's go back a step. So anytime the person turns that much onto their side, if they're not controlling you, they expose their back on the far side. You have an opportunity to execute that side control spin drill, which you did really well. All right, there's the sleeve. Right here, this is a critical moment in the match. He actually ends up maintaining his balance and staying on this right knee. You've got a pretty good angle here. It'd be nice if you're a little bit more on your left side, but you've got the sleeve control. Looks like you get a strong collar grip up top. And then this leg, if it were, I mean, it's in a strong chopping position right now, but if it was dropped a little lower, that would be ideal. Now, when he stays up here, you would have an opportunity to take this foot and move it to his knee here. Changes the mechanics of the sweep a little bit, but if you kick that knee straight out with your foot, it's likely that you would complete this sweep. So let's continue forward and see what happens. So I kept that balance and stayed on top. The reason you have success here is because he allows you to build up to this left hand. If he takes his hand here, grabs your sleeve and pulls it out, you're going to flop right to your back. But you do a really good job keeping this hand away. You keep a strong frame across his neck, and then you're able to execute technical stand-up and then find your way on top. So let's continue forward here. You float all that weight into your opponent. Pause here. I'm pausing here because you opt for this knee on the belly pop up a lot, and you're pretty good at it. So you've got this right collar grip. It looks like you're going to start hunting for a pant grip back here, but what he's done, because you've left a gap between your body, between his body and your foot. See this foot here? There's a tiny little space right here where he ends up sliding his left arm under. And then I'm pretty sure he comes up to your collar with his right hand, and he almost executes a reversal here. Let's watch. Yeah, there's the look. Here's his collar grip. And he's going to use his collar grip to try to hoist you in this direction. That would be pretty useless if he wasn't able to sneak under your foot with his left arm here, but he actually ends up tipping you off balance. We get into a little scramble. You still picked up your points, but here's that moment where he almost tips you over. Okay, so we're back on top into the half guard position now. Look, now at this point here again, I just want to address, let's get a better, clearer frame here. Here we go. I want to address this again. You've got a very nice crossface here. You've got a good chest connection. You're fairly perpendicular to his body. This arm, this little underhook battle on this side, sometimes I feel like you're a little complacent with that battle because of how heavy you're able to be otherwise on top. So if you go against people who are a little bigger and stronger, and they've got better hips than this guy does, this underhook on this side is going to turn into a real problem. Nice, you got it. Okay, good. So you can see right away how much this tightens up. You got this post leg driving some pressure in him. He is stuck. He's really tied up here. This is a good position for you. Just don't. Yeah, you got to watch that. So look here. Let's see why that happened. I mean, you didn't lose your position, but you're going to see that right now you're in a pretty good spot. But in a second here, your chest is going to float just a little bit higher, and that changes where your weight is, and he has an opportunity not to roll you over, but he sort of tips you. So let's just keep an eye. See, you're a little higher now, and he has that opportunity to roll you. There you go. I mean, you did a good job stopping it with that post. Now, okay, good. Little side control spin here, almost. All right, and that's the match. Very well done.